This video is about the news. Now this is a rumour only, so before everyone goes like, oh my god, but this is a rumour that I read and it's been kind of going around the internet and all the fun stuff. And Happy New Year, by the way. Welcome to 2014 Wonder Woman. So I've always known as Wonder Woman as this amazing, strong, passionate female. I was going to say strong again. And as I know a little bit about her backstory, but when I was reading this rumour, apparently the new Batman and Superman, or Superman Batman, Batman versus Superman, Superman versus Batman, whatever you want to call it, I kind of think it's now going to be called the Justice League film. Kind of just going to throw that one out there. And my reasons why is because obviously you can have cameos from other characters. You have the Flash, from what I remember, and then Wonder Woman has announced that she will have her own film, and all the fans rejoice because finally they're getting an amazing character as a film. And yeah, again, Hollywood, you kind of ballsed it up, and DC, you kind of letting them balls it up, and Warner Brothers, you are ballsing it up. So let's talk about why. So the first thing is, Wonder Woman is a Kryptonian. Yay! That's not real. That shouldn't be happening because she isn't. And apparently they were saying that the Amazonians are Kryptonians, but they arrived on Earth many centuries ago or something like that, many years ago, whatever. So it's kind of a watered down Kryptonian. The reason why I think about this is because Hollywood are putting into people's heads that in the DC comic universe you can't have a strong female character, you have to have it weakered down compared to Batman and Superman, because for some strange reason they think that they are having, they are the superior and they are better and they are stronger than anyone in the DC universe. So when you think about all the major big female strong leads and stuff like that, that have been in other films and other franchises, you kind of think, well, why aren't DC letting this? Because compared to this, I kind of think that DC don't want to have this strong female character because they want to see Batman and Superman having these strong characters. Now, I think this is completely wrong, and I think that DC and Warner Brothers need to realise that there are a lot of Wonder Woman fans out there that are, well, if this actually goes through with this rumour, then they're going to be very angry and they're going to say, what the balls? Seriously, they're going to say what the balls, or something else. With Wonder Woman being a Kryptonian, or if it's following this rumour, then it's going to actually change her origins. It's going to change a lot of stuff, so you won't see gods, mythical creatures that she fights, which would make amazing stories. Now, I am all for sci-fi, I am all for superhero films, but sometimes I would quite like to see something else. Maybe, an Amazonian film. Wonder Woman could start that all off. It would be absolutely amazing, and it would bring something different, because if you notice the way that Hollywood movies go, it's either racing, as in like Fast and the Furious, you have kidnapping stories, terrorist stories, comic book stories, sci-fi stories. So why not go back to the old roots? Jason and the Argonauts and stuff like that. I think I said that right. But that sort of thing, that would be amazing to see. And I think Wonder Woman could actually set a trend. So DC, why not, and Warner Brothers, why don't you actually try and make something like that? The older type of films that it did successfully, phenomenally great, and actually have something like this, because it would be a great market to break something in and maybe beat Marvel at something. But again, you won't, because you just want everything to be sci-fi, and I'm guessing most of your team don't really read the comic books, or you have to be surreal, it has to be realistic. No, to make something different for people. The one thing that really got me is Wonder Woman is powered down, effectively. Superman is going to be stronger, but then I always kind of thought that Wonder Woman was as strong as Superman, or was up there. And I kind of think that if Superman's here, Wonder Woman's there or there, but now it looks like she's going to be down here, there we go, and Superman's going to be up here, and it kind of makes me think, well, why are you doing this? Because this doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and it just makes me kind of really think, why are you doing this? Is it because it's Superman's film? And why is it that, she has to be down-powered? Why can't she be superpowered? The same level, the same thing, because she is in the comics. It just, to me, it doesn't make sense why they're doing this, because it just, in a way, looks like they're just going like, do you know what? Really can't be bothered with this. We're going to ruin another franchise, because, again, if it's not got the cash cow, or as I like to call the Dark Knight cash cow, or the Dark Knight cow, whatever you want to say, with everyone being from Krypton, or the Amazonians, would they all have superpowers? Because I only think it was her mother and Diana that actually had like the superpowers or something, or it could have just been Diana, I don't know. It just seems to me that if they all have powers, would that just make it more sense for them to save the world at times? Or, you know, are they still going to keep the island, or are they going to have it in a penthouse? Are they going to have all the Amazonians in in cheerleading outfits? I don't know. Let's see what DC come up with. I'm only joking about the cheerleader outfits. I reckon they are going to still keep the island, but I kind of think that DC will kind of mess it up, or Warner Brothers or the director, because they've seen something different and they need to be right because that is it, or something. I don't know, it's just really, really, really weird. So again, these are all just rumours and I don't know. My main thoughts on all of this is it just seems that DC can really concentrate on one character and Batman and have him kind of like save the DC film way. And to me, I don't know why, because when you look at Marvel and you look at, see how they did with each character when it led up to the Avengers, you know, they concentrated on having each film as their own. It wasn't a collective until later on, until the Avengers came out. And I kind of think DC have seen this, but I think at the moment they've focused too much on Batman, and they know that if something's not going right, they'll just throw Batman in and everyone will be fine. You know, not just because of the families, because I say he's a cash cow basically. He is now literally, they'll pop him in, kids love him, he'll bring in the money, you've got the Batman fans, you've got the Superman fans. So I mean, I would have been happy if it was just Superman and Batman, and again, these characters like the Flash or Wonder Woman came in later on, because it just seems now that since DC have seen the success of the Avengers and what Marvel have done, and how Marvel are doing really well in the comic book movie franchise, it just seems now that they are either waking up or going, oh no, we need to do this right now. But apart from that, it just annoys me, because they have so many more characters that they could make and use in a great film, but they just turn around now and it just seems that they can't be bothered. And yeah, again, they're watering down Wonder Woman. It's just not fair. When DC turn around one day and just go, do you know what, guys? I kind of think we need to wake up. Marvel did it. They woke up and they made amazing films from Iron Man onwards. And again, now it just seems that DC are kind of not stepping up the game, but they're just throwing anything out and just being lazy. Meh, walk down Wonder Woman. That's fine. Yeah, that's her. Let's call it Diane, not Diana. There, we'll throw this in here. Yeah. Batman, Superman. Yeah, Superman didn't do what we expected. We'll just throw Superman with Batman because that will save the world. That will save it. Hey, I know what we should do in a few years. Let's make another Batman film. Yes, let's reboot Batman. I kind of think that DC are trying to hide Wonder Woman to some degree. Yeah, again, when you had all the Marvel films coming out and starting off, DC had enough time to kind of bring out Wonder Woman. Now, when I was reading this, it kind of seemed like DC just want the men to be the kind of successors. They kind of really want the guys to be the most powerful, and when it comes to a strong female lead, they don't want this. They just kind of really want to kind of hide her away and be like, well, actually you can be in this film, but we're just going to kind of water you down a little bit too much, so you're not as strong as the other characters. In fact, you're a little bit stronger than Batman. That's literally how I reckon they're gonna play it, and this will, again, as I said before, this will annoy the fans. And it's just like, just make strong female characters, because Marvel will do it and they will beat you again and again and again and again. And this is literally the director saying, this is the way I think it is. It should be, no, look at the comics, look at everything else that you've produced with Wonder Woman. I mean, look at the TV show. When that was out, that was amazingly popular and that was a great thing. But, you know, if the director's like going, oh, well, we're gonna do what we want, it's like, well, at the end of the day, why don't you just listen to your fans and read the comics and look at the origins and actually get all that paper material that you have and then put it into stuff. One thing is, with all these cameos, it feels like they are forcing a Justice League film, because at the end of the day, when Marvel did the Avengers, they started off, you know, they planned it before Iron Man, and they had Iron Man, and then they had Thor, Captain America, and then when they introduced Black Widow and Hawkeye, you know, it was kind of thing, you had Hawkeye in a cameo in Thor, but then you had obviously Black Widow in Iron Man 2, yep, there's, but you had, those were the things that you could have had, and they kind of brought them in. So at least the fans and the audience, they kind of knew who they were. With Superman vs Batman, it just seems like they are just pumping in these cameos, and I do reckon that later on they will just turn around and say, actually guys, it wasn't Superman versus Batman, it's a Justice League film. The main mistake on that one is because you are throwing all these characters in at once and people don't know who they are. So you have a lot of time, you know, within like say an hour, 20 minutes, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is, you're going to have a long time to introduce all these characters in. And yes, obviously people know who Batman and obviously you know who Superman is, but when you've got, say, I know like Wonder Woman and the Flash, how are they going to come in? Are they going to have their own origin stories later on? You know, I think there was a rumour that Green Lantern's in there, so bam, they're going to have Aquaman coming in at some point as well. And that to me is kind of really weird, because if you put all this in and say, boom, Justice League, it's like you're not giving people time to adjust, not people time to know. Because again, when you're making films, it's not for the comic, the die-hard fans. Well, it is kind of, but you have it for the general audience. And you don't want people going, oh, this is going to be a really good thing. Oh, Batman versus Superman, Superman, Batman. Oh, this is going to be really good. And then coming out going, who the hell were they? I know who the Superman and Batman were, but who was Wonder Woman? Who was the Flash? Who's Green Lantern? Who's Aquaman? And you're leaving people confused. So when you bring out the second one, or you plan on the second one, people are going to be like, I was confused with that one. There's too many characters. I don't know what am I going to do? And yeah, that kind of ruins the whole thing. Again, these are only rumours, and if it is rumours, and if they do become true, then I'm sorry DC, I am going to lose all faith. And when my friends turn around and say, do you want to come see a DC film? I'm going to be like, no. And I'd rather give my money to Marvel, because Marvel know exactly what they're doing when they're in this business. So there's going to be a talk about this between Marvel versus DC very soon, so I hope you guys tune in for that. That's going to be quite an interesting video. So anyway guys, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think they're going to do with Wonder Woman? Do you think that these rumours are true? How would you change it, or would you keep everything exactly the same when it comes to Wonder Woman? So let me know down below in the comments, the bar down here, and I shall see you guys very soon. In a bit.